Hello, everybody, and welcome to Around Town Live. I'm Dr. Liz Black, and I've got a great show for you today. You're going to be so pleased because we have giveaways in this show also. So please make sure you're telling everyone to come on in. Make sure you share. You know, sharing is caring, right? If you're there, I need you to check in and say hi so I can give you a shout out. I see you on. Come on. Let me see who's in the place before I bring our guests on to just greet you all and share about this wonderful conference that is coming up, the resurgence. But I'm going to give you all time. Come on in the room, come on in and make sure you're sharing and you're caring and all that good stuff. And what I want to do is take this time to introduce a pastor that I have known for many years. I was trying to think about it. Hey, Victor, how you doing? Thanks for coming on today. Appreciate seeing you here. You need to comment and put something in the comment box so that you can become someone that's added to our winner jar, and we'll tell you all about that a little later. So once you type a comment, it allows you to go into the winner jar, and when we pull our winners later, you may have an opportunity to win. So like I was saying, I've known this pastor for many years, and I was trying to remember exactly when. It could have been when I started at LIB, which was 17, 18 years ago, but he has been doing great things in the community ever since I met him, and he hasn't stopped. He has a conference that's coming up that is going to be absolutely fabulous. Hi, Joe. Thanks for checking in. So I want to welcome to the show today none other than Reverend Dennis Dillion, and he is the pastor of Rise Church Global. Let's bring him to the show. Hi, Reverend Dylan. How you doing?
Blessings on you. I am super delighted to be with you, Dr. Liz Black. And oh my Lord, it's been that long.
I'm
I,
thinking it
I
has
have no
been.
doubt. Yeah, and I'm just thinking about it. When you said 18 years for a while, I said, oh my Lord, that long. And then
Yeah,
I start just going through the years and I said, wow, it's been that
it
long.
has, right?
Indeed it has. But it's certainly good to be with you. You're just doing unbelievable things. God bless you.
Thank you. And Reverend Dylan, I just so appreciate your desire to always be in the community. You've always been concerned about economic growth in our community, and I see you in the forefront of that. And each year, I believe there'll be more and more people that'll get an understanding. Because years ago, maybe everybody wasn't getting it quite, but now they understand. They have to understand what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think folks are finally, coming around and they're getting it. I reflect because there was a time when we started. I remember there was an article in the New York Times years ago, and the three preachers that they talked about in that article was myself, Reverend Floyd H. Flake, and the late Dr. Calvin Butts, and the whole subject was how these preachers who are supposed to be focused on preaching and teaching the gospel were doing all of these other stuff out there
Yeah.
doing community development,
Yeah,
economic
yeah.
empowerment, and it amazes me that one woman that they quoted talk about how misguided we were. Uh,
Wow.
and it's interesting that as we journey ahead, that very woman is doing the same thing. Actually, much of what she's doing now is motivated by the misguided agenda that
I
we
love
released
it.
upon her 18 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing. But I think it is we're coming full circle, no doubt,
Yeah.
Liz, and how important it is for the church to understand the dominion mandate. And the dominion mandate is really about how do we really move the gospel from the pews to the pavement? How do we understand dominion? Meaning it's not just having church and talking about dominion, but it's about
Yeah.
ownership, it's about control. And we've been on that path and we're not going to stop. This is really what the Lord has
Amen.
called us to.
Amen. Control and owning our own, correct?
Yeah,
Mm, mm,
absolutely.
mm. So this conference that you have, I mean, you have a conference every year, But this one, I feel this one. Does that make sense to you?
It does. It makes a whole lot of sense because believe it or not, I'm feeling it too. Let me, let me tell you, for the first time, it is hitting me today. Today, the mayor of Durban came in town for the conference. Three other mayors from South Africa came in today for the conference. We had a couple of government leaders that came in from Nairobi for the conference today. We have a whole delegation coming in from Mozambique for the conference. So we have business leaders from over 17 countries across the continent that's going to be in New York at Riverside Church
Wow.
this year's conference. Not to mention all of the business leaders that's going to be there, the likes of actor Hill Harper. The list goes on and on and on. So it's time,
Yeah.
and I'm motivated by the fact that the dichotomy that has long existed, drawn by the Atlantic Ocean, is finally being removed, so
Wow.
that blacks in the diaspora and particularly in the Americas are now reunited with the
Yeah.
continent, so that
Yeah.
we could really begin to move our people forward. And I really believe it's a critical part of how black people really experience true freedom and true progress.
Mm. We definitely need the freedom, the progress. And, as I look at all that you've been doing and bringing into the community, it's really a time for everyone to really come together on one accord. It's not about me, myself, and I. We have to let go of the egos and
Mm,
just come
mm.
together as one. And that's what I believe you're doing with this conference. Tell us, okay, resurgence. How did you even come up with the name?
The idea is, when we think of research, or resurging, it's redoing, reviving, restoring, relifting,
Mhm.
renewing, and that's really what this is all about. So the name grew out of, particularly understanding how blacks have been impacted by COVID-19, the large number of businesses that we have lost, the brick and mortar businesses and other businesses, the
Yeah,
many churches that have
of course.
suffered,
Suffering. Yeah.
and many of them are yet to experience any kind of economic resurrection and to get back to where they were before because of the great losses. So resurgence is really about creating that impact. For us, the bigger, broader, global agenda, Dr. Liz Black, is really understanding how key and how important it is for there to be a global Africa economic renaissance.
Mm.
Um, and we believe that is key. The black people are still at the bottom of everything. It is troubling to consider the fact that white wealth is 8 times that of blacks. 10 years ago, black
Mm.
people were doing almost as well as Asians. Now, Asians are doing even better than whites. The reality is that 5 years ago, black home ownership was number two behind white home ownership. Now, black home ownership is number four behind whites, behind Asians, and behind Latinos. So there is
Wow.
just some key issues that have to be brought to the forefront that we have to begin to deal with. And my commitment is to really say to all of us, everybody that's watching and participating, your followers, we want everybody to know that it is really time for us to begin to look at what is it that we must do as a race to move the needle forward for black people in America and across the globe.
And that's what the Resurgence Conference is all about. Those of you that are tuning in, we're going to be giving away some tickets. So please, you must comment so that your name goes into the winner jar. Or to become a winner, go ahead and type hi. Let me know who you are and that you're here. We're talking about the conference that's coming up. And I can't believe it's happening this weekend coming up.
It
How
is
did that happen?
absolutely. I will be honest with you. I've been begging God all week long, as I was last week, to give us a couple extra weeks.
Yeah.
I've been saying, God, can I get the power to stop the sun, to stop time just for a little bit, because there's just so much more. But it's here. We're looking
Yes.
forward to being at Riverside Church. It's going to be a packed house at Riverside Church. So we're going to invite folks to come. We're going to talk about access to capital. So everybody that's looking for loans, and we have specifically structured this in this way, Liz, that there are three components, actually literally four components to loans that will be talked about.
Oh,
So
good.
small businesses that are looking to borrow 50,000 and under, there's a loan a strategy for that. We call it, pathway to bankability. We have about 5 or 7 banks that's participating in that. And that
Wow.
is for businesses who do not have the credit criteria to borrow conventionally. They don't have to
Yes.
go through the regular underwriting criteria to borrow. They just have to go into that session and they can get up to 50,000. So these are loans that are backed by
Wow.
government. These are loans that fit within what we call the micro lending arena. The second is borrow, build, and bloom. And these are for probably businesses that are more ready to borrow. So there are banks that will be there to talk about those. The third is so you want to be a developer. One of the weakest areas for us as Black people. Unfortunately, all the development that's taking place all over America, particularly here in
Yeah.
New York, Black people are not developers. So we're going to talk about how you get within the development game and who have resources to help to facilitate that. And the fourth, on the consumer side, we really want to make sure that we're also talking about home mortgage and those who may want to become homeowners. So there'll be first-time home buyers, those who want to buy investment properties and are looking for loans to do so. So there's going to be all of those in terms of access to capital.
Wow.
Then access to government corporate contracts. That's another big key area. Weak again for us as Black people in America.
Yes.
And so we want to help folks now with many of the corporations that's going to be there. They'll be talking about how you can do business with us. And all of these, the government's going to be talking about how to do business with us. And we have probably about maybe 11 or so governments that will be represented at the conference.
This is incredible. I'm a small business owner. So I am looking forward to those sessions that you're talking about. So, okay, so when does it start? What days are the sessions? And then we do want to talk about the concert that is coming up, but that's after we got to get all the information about the conference. When registration, can they register now?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to encourage folks to register, do it right now. And they can register at resurgenceconference.com. Very simple, resurgenceconference.com. They could go there right now and they can register for the conference. As it relates to the schedule, the conference starts Friday morning. Encourage everybody to get there at 9 o'clock so you're in the house, you're ready to go, and it goes all day. And then Saturday, the same thing. It starts at 9 o'clock and it goes from 9 to 5 both days. Here is a very key piece that I want to talk about. Every year, the New York Christian Times, we present the Economic State of Black America report. And so there'll be a town hall on Friday evening.
Okay.
And that Friday evening town hall will be the report, and we're doing what is called the State of Black Business in America and the world. That will be co-moderated by this dynamic woman that those of us around New York, if you don't know Melba Wilson, then you've not been eating waffle and fried chicken or some
I
of the best mac and
love Melba.
cheese, some of the best mac and cheese.
No, let me tell you, Reverend Dillion, she's got black eyed peas and collard greens egg roll.
That sounds good. That sounds super tasty.
It is so good, and she's got the sauce, but she'll be there giving information also.
She is. I'm just inspired by the work that Melba's been doing globally. Everybody knows she's a celebrity chef, but she's been
Yes,
co-hosting, quite a few shows, including live with Kelly and Mark, and just
yes.
some dynamic stuff she's done. So she's going to be moderating this panel, and so we're excited about it, and we're certainly looking forward to this, Liz. So it's going to be just a dynamic couple of
Yeah,
days where everybody got to make their way and be there. And I'm excited, Liz, because you're going to be there as well and moderating
I
this
will.
exciting clergy power lunch that's going to take place on Saturday. So it's a powerful lineup that we
Yeah.
certainly want to encourage everyone to participate in.
You guys, you got to. And look, if you're watching now, type something in the comments. It'll put you in the winner jar so that you can win a pair of tickets to the, let's talk about it, Reverend Dylan, the We Rise Thanksgiving concert.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
that's just going to be an exciting conclusion, Liz, to this, and we're excited about Jonathan Nelson.
Yes.
The favorite song in our church at Rise is one of Jonathan Nelson's song, "I Believe."
Oh, I
Uh,
love that song.
Oh my Lord! And so
Yes.
he's going to be there, and I'm excited about Micah.
Micah E.
Just
Clark.
these young people that's really getting
Yes.
out there doing stuff. I'm
Yes.
excited about that, and so I'm really really excited about just everyone that is really coming out to be a part of this. So yes. We're going to wrap it up Sunday. And by the way, so that everybody know, Sunday will be at Aaron Davis Hall. So Friday, Saturday, we will be at Riverside Church, but
Yes.
Sunday we will be at Aaron Davis Hall with Jonathan Nelson, 1:30 p.m. We want everybody to go to your church early, then leave church and come on over to Aaron
Yes.
Davis Hall at City College. And that's a free event, by the way, but you gotta have tickets. You
Yes.
gotta have tickets, and we're going to give away some VIP tickets for those who want to come backstage and meet Jonathan Nelson a little bit later. So it's going to be super exciting. Those
Yes.
3 days, Liz, I can't wait.
I can't either. I mean, I'm so excited now that I just heard about the small business section. That's happening on Friday, right?
Yes, Friday and Saturday. Yes.
Yeah, you're just trying to get me there all 3 days. I'm starting to think you're not going to let me get past it, but it's all right because this is a conference that you all definitely want to be a part of. You must register, and by registering, you go over to resurgence.com,
Conference.com.
resurgenceconference.com.
Conference.com. That is the place to go and register for the 2-day conference. And so that everybody know, there's a separate place you go to register for the free concert. So the
Yes,
concert is free. So to register for the concert, you simply go to globalrisers.com.
yes.
GlobalRisers, globalrisers.com.
Well, we want you all to come on out there. And I think, Reverend Dylan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back on in throughout the week, and I'm going to give away those tickets then. So those that are on, you got to have to come on back, get more information, bring people with you, and we'll do the drawing during the week. So you must be watching, and we're going to also share this to Reverend Dylan's page also, so that we don't drive everybody to my site only. We're going to get people over at his site. So we're going to be doing that throughout the week because we are only days away from Friday, which kicks
Yeah.
off this conference.
So they gotta plug in with you all week long, Liz. I think that's key. And what we're going to do, and I think you should probably do this on Thursday or Friday, Liz.
Yeah.
Actually, Thursday, you'd have to do it on Thursday, and
Yeah.
that is we'll give away a pair of registration.
Okay.
For,
That's good.
and you should do that on Thursday.
Okay.
So again, all they would need to do is to watch and plug in with you on tomorrow and on Thursday. And
That's
by the
right.
way, that's a $400 value.
Y'all in hearing me. Hey, Phyllis, welcome. She says, this sounds awesome, Reverend Dylan.
Very good.
Phyllis,
Yes.
you got to stay plugged in all week. We'll be talking about the conference and we'll be giving a chance for someone to get a pair of registration, win that, and also we'll give away 2 pairs to the concert that is happening on Sunday. And that it concludes the entire conference, right, Reverend Dylan?
It put a pause. I, I don't want to
Pause it
talk
a
about
little.
conclusion. I really believe that
Yeah.
we're at the birthing of a new movement. I call it the Global African Economic Renaissance Movement. So we have a delegation of about 20 or so people that is coming to be with us from Durban. And we
Yeah.
have a delegation that's coming from Nairobi and other parts of
Wow.
Kenya. And guess what? Next year, we are taking the conference to Durban and Kenya.
What?
And so those who want to come on the trip with us, this is the time to get plugged in and become a part of this resurgence renaissance movement.
Wait. So wait, it's going to be here too still, or it's not going to be here? It's just going to be there.
Next year we're going there, but we're coming back here same time as this year next year.
Oh,
So
good.
July, we're going to
Okay.
celebrate Mandela's birthday. Mid-July in South Africa. We're going to be, by the way, the president CEO for the Durban International Convention Center. By the way,
Hmm.
this is much larger than Jacob Javits in New
Wow.
York. She is coming. She'll be here tomorrow. And she's hosting us next year in
Got
South Africa for that Africa leg of the Resurgence Conference next year. So
wow.
it is exciting. God is just doing some amazing thing, and it's going to get better and better and stronger and stronger.
It's going to get gooder and gooder, as I always say. And Reverend Dylan, how did you become so involved in this?
It evolved, and I tell this story all the time. I grew up in between being born in Jamaica, growing up in the suburbs of New Jersey, Englewood, Teaneck, New Jersey, same place like
Ah,
yourself, same
I don't tell
place like
anybody.
you. We probably used to pass each other on Trident Avenue
Probably.
back in the day, or
Yes, yes.
Palisades Avenue,
Uh-huh.
or Teaneck, Square, Teaneck Road, whatever the case
Yes,
might be.
yes. The
But
armory.
yeah, when I first came to New York to pastor, I first came to pastor in 1997, and never experienced the kind of urban blight and plight that I saw in
Mm,
Brooklyn when I came to pastor in Bedford Stuyvesant. And I started my ministry working with young people. And as I was doing this, I'm realizing that we're not getting the impact that we needed to have. And I remember I picked up the phone one
yeah.
day. I was trained well by my mentor in Englewood, New Jersey, who was the first black mayor in Englewood, Reverend Walter Taylor, who mentored me in the media space. And needless to say, just to move quickly, Liz, we're talking to corporations, they're not responding. And I knew exactly how Dr. Walter Taylor used to do it,
Yeah.
working in New Jersey. And so I picked up the phone and I called the president for Pepsi Cola Bottling Company of New York. And I didn't get him, and I really gave my very strong, spiel to whoever would answer the phone and listen.
Somebody
Um,
was getting it,
and,
huh?
and 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 she got nervous and scared, and so the next day, this black woman called me and says, "Why are you beating up on our boss and bosses?" And they send her out to meet me in Bedford Stuyvesant.
Really?
Yes. And so Pepsi came on board and began to partner with us. If we remember the evolution of Pepsi sponsoring the Boys Choir of Harlem, That's where that came
Yes.
from. We initiated that initiative.
Wow.
And a host of other stuff grew. And then I realized that all of my work with young people wasn't moving the needle for us. And I realized that the missing element is that we have to engage in economic empowerment. We got to really begin to drive this through creating more Black-owned businesses. And that's where it started. And so in 1993, I brought together all of the big preachers I could find all around the city, from Preston, Washington,
Mm.
at Memorial
Yes.
and HCCI, and Dr. Bill Jones from Bethany Baptist, and
Yes.
Reverend Floyd H. Flake. I
Yeah.
think I brought together about 15 of the top preachers back then for a lunch in a restaurant. And out of that grew the first Black Church Means Business Conference that took place in 1994 at Jacob Javits Convention Center. And we've been doing it ever since.
That's wonderful. And I think the more I speak with you, the more I realize how much knowledge and wisdom you bring to the table to help those that are in need in the community, such as the small businesses, those that want to own their own home. We don't want to rent forever. We want to own our own. So we thank you for that. I know you are super duper busy and everyone wants you, but right now we had you for a little bit and we're going to talk about the event throughout the week. And then we're going to give away the registration and 2 pairs of tickets. So if you're watching now and you comment, I'm going to take the names of those that are in the winner's jar and I'm going to use that during the week when I pull the 2 names for the concert. And the concert does feature Jonathan Nelson. We all know who Jonathan Nelson is. So we want to come out. You have 2 other pastors that are there. I see Pastor Sean, right?
Yes, Pastor Sean Edwards. Yes, he's going to be there, and his worship team from Queens, New York, will be in the house. And we have Pastor Obi Ukegbu coming all the way from Johannesburg. As we speak, he's on a
Wow.
plane, so he'll
Wow.
be here tomorrow.
Okay.
So it's really going to be an exciting weekend, and I really want to get Black people in America to start meeting our brothers and sisters on the continent. Not enough of us know each
Yeah.
other, and I think it's a part of the weak area. I won't go into the details as to why now, in the interest of time, but I think that's an important conversation we need to have, so we could really strengthen our own space and facilitate
Yeah.
our own growth as we're
Yes.
strengthening the race and the broader community, and certainly the continent as well. Yeah.
Yes. We want to give a shout out to Pastor Quebec. He's on. How you doing? Good to see you. Keith, good to see you. Thanks for checking in. Charlotte, it's always good to see you too. And of course, Phyllis, we got you. So
And Pastor Quebec is a part of our team. So
oh, he is. All right.
yes,
Well, you couldn't have
yes,
asked
yes.
for better a better team that you have. So we look forward to seeing you on Friday. But I'll be talking about this throughout the week. So make sure you are tuned in and locked into all of my social media because you might be the one that wins a pair of tickets to go to the We Rise Thanksgiving concert or get the registration, which will allow you to enjoy the entire 3 days. So
My
this is exciting.
my amazing, adorable, and audacious friend, Dr. Liz Black, thank you so much, and keep
Thank
up the
you.
great, amazing work you're doing. Always a pleasure to be with you.
It's a pleasure to be with you. And thank you for coming on BLS this Sunday, this past Sunday. I appreciate
Absolutely,
that.
absolutely.
So we
Blessing.
will
God
see
bless
you
you.
this weekend. And you all stay tuned because I'll be giving away tickets this week. God bless you,
All
Reverend Dillion.
right,
I'll
blessings.
see you
Take care.
soon. Okay.
Very good.
Bye.
Take care.
This is something that you don't want to miss. It's happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this coming weekend. You know you want to be in the place. You know you want to get the information. We want to see you there, and I'll be giving away more tickets during the week. So make sure you've written something and got your name in there so that I can put you in the drawing for what we're going to do. Again, we have the concert that's coming up. and that's We Rise Thanksgiving celebration. That's happening on Sunday, and I'll be giving away 2 pairs of tickets for that. But we also have the Resurgence, the conference that starts on Friday. So we want you to be a part of that. And to be a part of that, well, you're going to have to keep watching and seeing what I'm giving away so that you have an opportunity to be a part. So again, that's the Resurgence that's happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we have the concert coming up. Queen, I was on this past Sunday, live, of course, at 7 a.m. I didn't do the live, Keith, Michael. Yeah. All right, y'all. So, look, I got nothing but love for you. This has been a wonderful time. I'm again grateful to Reverend Dylan for coming on and sharing and, being willing to give away tickets for the registration and 2 pairs of tickets for the concert. I'm going to be there, so I'm expecting you to be there also. So you go ahead and do what you have to do. Go on over to the website and sign up, resurgence2023.com. That's where you need to go to make it happen. Okay. And we look forward to seeing you over there for the concert happening right in Harlem. So that being said, I got nothing but love for you. And until next time, go in peace, grow in grace.